Hey, how's it going, guys? Kenny here, and welcome back to the Austrian Adventure. And up in today's episode, we have three massive games. We've got the Europa Conference League Quarter-Final, both legs against Feyenoord. And sandwiched in between those games, we have Red Bull Salzburg away from home. So first of all, I want to say apologies for the big break there between episode 7 and episode 8. There was a 2-week break because I've been rather quite ill with a virus, unfortunately. And also that last episode I just uploaded was actually made before I got ill, but I didn't have time to edit it, or I didn't have any energy to edit it, shall I say, because of how ill I have been. But fortunately, I'm back to my best right now. I'm back into the Austria Vienna adventure here. Sadly though, probably knocked off 1 or 2 seasons off the series here with that illness I had, but still hopefully get up 5 seasons done before FM23 comes out. A bit of update about the channel as well. In terms of FM23, this Austria Vienna series here will be the only thing I'll be doing probably up until FM23 is released. Of course, only about a month's time, maybe less, until the beta comes out. So not too long at all. Anyway, played lots of games since the last episode. Only played FootballManager for the first time 2 days ago. I actually had a 2-week break from the game, as I said, for being ill. So it took a bit of a while to get back into it, and apologies in advance for this episode here today as well. I am very, very rusty when it comes to making a video, as you can imagine, with 2 weeks off. But yeah, been lots of games played in the last couple of days, and it was going quite well until the last couple of game weeks, to be honest. So anyway, let's get to the recent results. In the last episode, of course, we left off, well, unfortunately, we couldn't beat Dynamo Kiev at home. We drew 1-1, so that meant we couldn't qualify for the Europa League's first or second knockout round, unfortunately. And we beat WSG Tyrol 2-0 away, of course. After that game week there, we faced Antwerp away from home, of course, which was a pointless game in the end. We were guaranteed to finish third. They're guaranteed to finish fourth. We did win the game, however, though, nonetheless. 1-0 away from home. Niels Hard with this goal there. So we ended up finishing off the group stage with 9 points at the end. Only losing one game, at home to Gladbach 3-1. But that was enough to see us not qualify for the Europa League. We did qualify for the Europa Conference League after that, though, finishing in third place. We'll get to that in a second. After that game, though, we played USV away from home in the Austrian FA Cup third round. Beat them very comfortably 4-0. John Jules were bracing that game. Then we had a 2-month break because of the World Cup. We came back, though, and we played Austria Lustenau on the New Year's Eve and beat them 4-0 away very comfortably. Nice win there to come back to the Premier Division. Sure enough, we were bracing this game. Barry with a goal and Lavia on the score sheet as well. We then beat Wolfsburg 1-0 at home. Barry on the score sheet there. And then we drew away to Red Bull Salzburg 0-0. We're actually the first team and only team still, I think, to take any points from them in the league. So quite crazy. 0-0 draw away from home there. It was quite a nice result there, it has to be said. And that was 3 clean sheets in a row as well, coming back from the World Cup there. After that, we had a very, very tricky game. The Austrian FA Cup Quarter-Final away to Lask. But we beat them 2-1. So certainly our record against Lask is certainly over with this season. Before this season, we played them 5 times, failed to beat them. This time around this season, we played them twice away from home and beat them both times in the league and the cup. We went 1-0 down early on, though, through Thomas Goy Ginger in the 9th minute, which has a pretty cool name, it has to be said. Goy Ginger or Go Ginger, however you want to say it. It's a very cool name. We came back, though. Louis Barry made it 1-1 and Djukic made it 2-1. Louis Barry, by the way, has turned out to be quite the key player for us. Get to him in a second. Djukic as well. So that was a great win there. We then faced Lask again straight after that game, this time in the league though. But unfortunately, we couldn't beat them in the league. We drew 0-0 at home. This is when it started to go a little bit pear-shaped in the league, especially, unfortunately, for us. However, though, after that game, we played Slovan Bratislava away from home in the Europa Conference League first knockout, and we battered them 5-0 away from home. We were the favourites for this game, but I was quite surprised at the scoreline here, to be honest. I was quite surprised by the performance as well. It seemed like we were just playing a team who were just nowhere near close to our level, where I think that's a little bit unrealistic in terms of real life. I'd say this would be quite an even game, to be honest. So I don't know what FootballManager is saying here, but anyway, we beat them very comfortably 5-0 away from home. Louis Barry with a goal in this game, Djukic with a second half hat-trick, and George Teagle with a goal as well. After that, though, we lost our first game in the league since losing to SV Ried, I think it was. Yeah, since we lost to SV Ried, we lost away to Admira Wacker Modelling 2-0, which is a little bit of a shock, it has to be said. Babuscu and Starkey with 2 goals in 10 minutes there in the second half, and it was an abysmal performance. And after that, again, another disappointing result. SV Ried failed to beat them this season. We drew 1-1 at home to them. Chabi made it 1-0. We got a goal back through Shurinov, and actually our our loanee Ivkic gave the ball away to Shuranov, so he helped the team out a little bit there, but still, terrible result that. Terrible result. We then faced Servette away from home, though, in the Europa Conference League second knockout round. Beat them 2-0 very comfortably as well. Shuranov and Juricin on the score sheet there. And that set up the quarter-final tie here with Feyenoord in today's episode. After that, we drew again in the league away to Eltak 2-2 in the final game of the regular season. Terrible result. Went 1-0 down in this game. We went 2-1 down as well. Both goals from Nuiu. I think he's a giant. Yeah, he is a giant. 6'5". He used to play for Sheffield Wednesday, I believe. Yeah, he did play for Sheffield Wednesday for a long time. Plays for Eltak these days. And yeah, he really did punish us with his height in this game, has to be said. In the final 5 games of the regular season, we drew 4 of them and lost once, which was pretty poor against teams such as Admira Wacker Modelling, SV Reed, Altac as well, home to Lask as well. So terrible end to the regular season, which really did dampen our chances of winning the title, which seemed very bleak anyway. The start of the championship group, though, played 2 games so far in the championship group. Beat Altac 3-0 at home, so we finally got our first win in the league for 6 games, Juricin with a brace and Shuranov on the score sheet there as well. And then just before the episode, played local rivals Rapid Vienna away from home, and we drew that game 1-1 as well. So 2 decent results in a row there. Obviously drawn away to Rapid is a decent result. Shuranov on the score sheet again there. But we've got 3 very tricky games here today. Away to Feyenoord first, then away to Salzburg, and then at home to Feyenoord as well. Also, a bit of transfer news as well. No incomings to talk of, but a few outgoings to talk of. Actually, one thing I should mention first of all, just see it there, is Fruchtel is joining us on a free transfer end of the season. Obviously, signing him a free transfer from Bayern Munich. Bit of terrible news about Fruchtel, though. He's been injured for the last 3 months, and he's out for the season as well, seeing as he broke his leg. He's out for 3 weeks to 2 months more still. I did say he was injury prone, but you can't really predict this, to be honest. He was impact from player as well. It was actually in training he broke his leg. Shocking. Been out for 3 months already and out for another few weeks at least. So he's probably out for the season, has to be said. Conde, I've called him up for the first team. He's done quite well in Fruchtel's absence, but I think it's safe to say we do miss him. He's a great keeper for us, Fruchtel. You see there, only 4 goals conceded in 10 games for us this season. So he's a really solid player for us. 7 clean sheets, but unfortunately, some idiot in training broke his leg. But he's joining us on a free transfer at the end of the season nonetheless, which I think is a great sign. Obviously, he plays for Austria Vienna in real life as well, which I think they're signing permanently, so not really too much of a surprise. Yeah, in terms of incomings though, no incomings to talk of in January, but a few outgoings to talk of. First of all, Lucas Wiedel left us to go to FC Blauwieb Linz on loan. He wanted to leave the club. I wanted to sell him on a permanent transfer to try and get under the wage bill. Unfortunately, we're £55 over the wage bill now, but we did get under the wage bill at the time. Yeah, but Wiedel's gone on loan to Linz there, I think in the 2nd division. Yeah, the 1st division. It's called the 1st division, but it's the 2nd tier. £975 a week. They're paying his wages there, which is great. And hopefully, well, he'll leave end of the season anyway because he's out of contract. He's left us. And also, Tristan Hammond's gone on loan to Rio Ave for the season. Not really impressive, Hammond, to be honest. Not really impressive at all. He's useless. He's useless. He's absolutely useless. So I loaned him out anyway to try and get him off the wage bill. He's on 1.6k a week. He's on loan to Rio Ave for the season. He's already started to develop, so maybe he'll come back a better player. He's already got 7 caps for Australia, which I'm very surprised about because he hasn't really done anything at all. But anyway, he's on loan nonetheless to Rio Ave. But that's not all the deals there because a lot of them have come under the Young Violets Austria. We get to that now. Yeah, here we go. Facundo Perdomo, he's gone to Liverpool FC in Uruguay, that is, for 20k. He's been on loan to Nacional in Uruguay for the last season and a half. He's pretty useless, not really much use for him, to be honest. Trying to get him off the wage bill as well. Sold him for 20k. He's gone back to Uruguay, back to his home country there. Also, Jacob Lechner has gone to Deutschlandsberger SC on a free transfer. He's absolutely terrible, and the Young Violets Austria manager seems to think that he deserves to start every single week, where he's absolutely filth. So yeah, decided to sell him to try and get some other players a chance there in the B team. And also, this is about the same sort of point where I realised that these players that I was selling here to try and get under the wage bill don't count for the wage bill for the first team. So I was selling these players for no apparent reason. The money that comes into the club, 20k, does go into the transfer budget here, but the actual players selling them who got the wages there, none of it comes back into the club. So I was a bit annoyed at this point, but anyway, I decided to commit myself. Michael Hutter left to FC Wacker Innsbruck as well. He's on 1.5k a week. At this moment in time, I've realised that they the wages I sell them for, they don't come back into the club, unfortunately. But I decided to sell him nonetheless. He's on 1.5k a week, and also he's taking a lot of space out of the young Violets Austria. A little bit more potential about him than Lechner, but ultimately not going to be good enough for the club. So I decided to sell him as well on a free transfer. And also Huskovic has gone to Sturm Graz for 325k, rising to 500k. Little bit of potential about him, but he's really affecting another one of our youngsters in the B team as the manager keeps playing him, and the other one has got higher potential than him. There's a few players with higher potential than him up front, so he's just turned 20 years of age. He's not going to be good enough for us, so I sold him for 500k to Sturm Graz and got him off the wage bill as well. So that's a bit of the news about the players who have left us. Also, we've had our youth intake. Unfortunately, it's not as good as last season's youth intake. It's quite disappointing, actually. Had a few little players come through with great potential, but all in all, for a team of our standard in terms of our youth, it's rather disappointing. But still got some players come through, which is great. Got Philip Hellman. Hellman's mayonnaise. Maybe he's a descendant of one of the owners. We don't know. Anyway, he's joined us. He's potentially 4.5 stars. Not much to talk about just yet, but he's got great potential about him. 18 bravery, 18 determination is quite nice. We'll see how he develops. Also, who's on here? Jonathan Warndall as well. Another striker, potentially 5 stars. So I did say there's a couple have come through. I think 3 or 4 that have really got high potential, but nothing compared to last season with Lechner and Dietl coming through. But yeah, Wandel looks quite good as well. 15 years of age, essentially 5 stars. You see there, it looks like he could be a very, very good player in the future for sure. Sikike? Gorchum Sikike? No idea. Another centre-back. We're just completely blessed here with centre-backs. It's just ridiculous. Truly ridiculous. Again, looks like he could be a great player for us. 17 bravery, 16 tackling, really stand out. Another either-footed centre-back as well, which is great. But yeah, we've got some great centre-backs here. Looks like that's going to be our biggest potential threat in the future. But yeah, another one great there, potentially 5 stars. Got Sandy Girk here, potentially 4 stars. He's a right back. Will he be good enough for the club? Unsure about that. Again, play centre-back as well, though, if need be. Looking at his graph here, looks more like a centre-back, to be honest, at the moment. But 5'8", probably not saying that. But yeah, he's potentially 4 stars, but he could be quite good for us in the future. We shall see about him. And also Michael Hack as well. He's a DM. Again, he can play centre-back. He can play centre midfield as well. And being 6'2" already and only 15, could be a centre-back. So the centre-backs here are just absolutely insane. But Michael Hack, he is another one, potentially 5 stars. Looks rather good, doesn't he? And I think that's about it for the good potential players. 4 of them there, as I said. Well, 5 of them. Also Frank Wagner. I think I signed him up as well. Another goalkeeper. Potentially 3.5 stars. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it, to be honest. But yeah, so it's not as good as last season, that's for sure. But still, a few players there. Wandel looks exciting. So does Sikache and Hack. So 3, potentially 5 stars in the under-18s there. In terms of the first team, a few players have been called up. I've actually called a few players up. Obviously, Fruchtel were injured for the season. So I had to call up Conde for the first team. Also sold Weedle. Conde, he's not amazing. And he's just turned 20 years of age. Essentially 5 stars. But I think that's overestimating him, to be honest. I don't think he's ever be good enough to be our number 1, that is for sure. But he could be good enough to be our number 2. He's done quite well, though. But actually, the 11 goals leading 13 is quite higher than Fruchtel's 4 and 10. He's got 7 clean sheets as well, though. But yeah, he's done quite well. He's done quite well, it has to be said. He's filling quite nicely this season for Fruchtel. He's had his injury problems, but all in all, we do miss Fruchtel. And also, I've called up young George Hesse to the first team as well. He's a 16-year-old goalkeeper. Potentially 5 stars. Looks really, really good potential. Probably just as good as Conde, if not better already, to be honest. You actually compare the two. Not much difference between the two at all. So Hesse, he's more likely, well, extremely likely to be our number 1 for us in the future if we get that far. And yeah, he's up in the first team here as backup goalkeeper for now. He's actually played a couple of games because Conde got injured as well. Didn't do too well in the league, 6.2. But he did do well in the Continental, in the Europa Conference League, though. He got a clean sheet in that game with a 7.7. I think that was against Slovan Bratislava, so he did really well there. And also another couple of players called up. Han Lettner's been called up to the first team. 16-year-old centre-back. He's developing quite nicely, has to be said. And he's looking really, really good. And Tom Dietl's been quite disappointing this season, has to be said. Where Lettner, when he's come in, he's done quite nicely. So Lettner at the moment is actually overtaking Dietl as my number 1 centre-back. But those two, well, those two in a couple of years could just be absolutely ridiculous for us. Absolutely ridiculous. So excited about those two. And also, one more player I've called up is... Where is he? Heinrich, that's it. Johan Heinrich is up to the first team as well. He's not really impressed so far. With a 6.58 there in 5 appearances. But only called him up to make up the team, really. But he's starting for today's game. He started the last couple of games, actually. But not really impressing. But great, great potential. and hopefully he can start to show something at some point. So also another couple of things to notice. The back five have been exceptional this season, by the way. El Shibi as well, another one. He's picked up a serious injury, unfortunately. Just picked it up a couple of games ago, out for 4 to 5 weeks. So he's developed magnificently this season, and he's actually made the list of top 50 best wonder kids, which is kind of crazy. And you actually compare him. I actually compared him with Teagle, who's arguably our best player. You actually compare him with El Shiwi. El Shiwi looks like a lot better player, doesn't he? So that's how much El Shiwi has developed this season. He's now worth 8.8 to 12.5 million. Unfortunately, he's got an £11.75 million minimum fee release clause. But yeah, he's developing really, really good this season, playing really good as well, and looking like a great, great left back. Also, Louis Barry has been sensational in recent times. 9 goals, 8 assists. I'm definitely looking to extend his loan. Whether we can do it or not is a different question. Again, he's injured though. He's out for another 4 days, missed the last few game weeks. Anyway, before we start this first game, let's have a quick look at the league table. Of course, we're into the Championship group now. It's looking extremely unlikely we could do anything in the league now because of that poor end to the season. As I said, Salzburg are just... What can you do about that? What can you do about that? 25 games played, 24 wins, 1 draw, which was us, by the way, away from home, 0-0. No losses. It's just pure domination. There's nothing you can do about that at all. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But we're 5 points clear of Rapid Vienna in 3rd place, and with a game in hand as well. So we're looking extremely likely to finish in 2nd place, of course, which is the Champions League qualification, I believe. Where is it? There it is. Yeah, Champions League par 3rd qualifying. Well, of course it is. We finished 2nd last season, didn't we? So, yeah, looks extremely likely for 2nd place, but not much we can do about Salzburg this season. We have got to play them in this episode, though. We did draw 0-0 away to them this season. We beat them away from home last season as well. So let's not completely rule out the league title, but it's looking extremely unlikely. Anyway, let's get to the first game then. Away to Feyenoord. Last season, of course, Feyenoord knocked us out of the Europa Conference League qualifying. But I think we're a lot better team than since then, to be honest. And I actually kind of fancy our chances here. As long as we don't lose heavily in this first game, we've certainly got a chance to get through to the semi-final. And if we do get through to the semi-final, by the way, we either face Red Bull Leipzig or Sevilla in the semi-final. So it's looking like we've gone a bit too far in the Europa Conference League now. It looks like we're not going to go on to win it, of course. But you never know. You never know. And this is the team for today's game. We've got Condé in goal, Teagle right back, Davis left back, Handel and Wall centre backs. We've got Lavia, Damaku and Grill midfield. Shuranov on the right, Juritin on the left wing, and Heinrich up front. So a little bit of a change to the formation, only a bit of a change to a role change, really. The right wingers this season have been absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible as inverted wingers on support. Tried other things as well, but I decided to change it to a wide target forward, which is a bit bizarre. It's not something I've really used too often, I have to be honest. But Shuranov scored in the last couple of games playing there as a wide target forward. He actually got 10 goals this season, now. So, yeah, it's worked the last couple of games, so we'll see how it does here today. But Feyenoord away from home. Can we pull off an upset here? Well, let's find out. Okay, here we go. Away to Feyenoord, as I said. As long as we can avoid a massive defeat here, we've got a good chance of qualifying for the semi-final. We'll face either Red Bull Leipzig or Sevilla. And it's quite nice to be playing at a very nice stadium here for a change as well. Don't normally see these, playing here at Austria Vienna. Don't want to slate the Austrian stadiums too much, but none of them are too amazing, it has to be said. So it's kind of nice to see a full packed stadium here as well against Feyenoord. Anyway, early danger here. Here's Conte with the ball. Out back to Hendricks. Now here's Diemers. To Trauner. Back to Diemers. Now here's Bozanic. To Koku. Diemers. Oh dear. Here's Hendricks. This will be a terrible start for us. They score early on. Bozanic shoots. It goes just wide. Please remember, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button for me. And also hit that subscribe button as well. Only 5 subscribers away from 500. If I can get that before FN23, that'll be absolutely lovely. Anyway, back on the highlight here. Here's Bilo. Very good goalkeeper. He's number one, the Dutch number 1 keeper, I believe. Quite surprising he's still playing for Feyenoord, to be honest. Anyway, here's Trauner. Maybe he doesn't. Does he not? Maybe he got a transfer in real life. I'm not sure. Anyway, here's Trauner. Not sure who that is. Geertroyd, another one who's got quite high potential. Yet to see anything from us in the game, but 15 minutes in, Feyenoord definitely the better team. But if we can get a draw in this game, we'll be ecstatic with that. And as long as we don't avoid, a heavy defeat, if we lose by 2 goals or less, then of course we've got a chance of going through to the semi-final. Unlikely, but we've certainly got a chance. Anyway, Lavia out to Juricin. Juricin missed a lot of games with an injury as well. Here's Grill. Been a good signing. First time we've seen anything from us is Davis. Sure enough, got a score. Oh my word, how's he missed? Oh. Sure enough. Shocking. Anyway, here come Feyenoord. He didn't know where he was coming or going then, did he? Conde picks it up. Very lively start to this match here. Here's a corner for Feyenoord. Koku to take it. Crosses it in. Handel clears it. Lavia says, what are you doing? Poor. Anyway, Shurenov's going to get there. It's 1 against 6 in a minute, which is very much outnumbered. Feyenoord get the ball back very easily. Here's Hendricks. To Diemers. Here's Bosnick. To Koku. Ugh. What on earth was that? What sort of chip was that? That was unbelievable. What on earth was that? Koku is a very good player as well. Can't imagine being at Feyenoord for much longer as well. Again, as I said, unless he's been transferred out, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I haven't really looked at Feyenoord's transfers. Anyway, it's Holmgren Pedersen. Very, very lively first half. This is not what I'm used to in the Austrian Premier Division. As you guys can imagine, seeing some of the episodes before this, not too lively, the games in the Premier Division, but this one is very lively here in Europe. It doesn't seem that lively from the match stats, to be honest. Only 3 shots apiece. Well, we had 4 now. Feyenoord yet to have a shot on target, but the highlights tell a different story, to be honest, in this game. Back on the highlight again. Only a minute to go before half-time. You're kind of devastating we concede now. Especially still a shot on target in the match yet. Anyway, here's Koku. Nice tackle there. It goes only to Bosnick. He gives it to Tornstra. Very experienced midfielder. To Pedersen. Conde was flapping a little bit there. I'm not entirely sure what he was doing, to be honest. Well, the game looks much more lively than the match stats suggest, to be honest. But yeah, the freshman arms about here because I'm not too impressed with what I'm seeing. But only 30 seconds into the second half, we get a highlight already. Grill with a free kick, but terrible free kick. Gets it back though. Here's Damaku. Who bizarrely goes all the way back to Conde for some reason. Who then boots it long. Shurenov wins the header. Heinrich, is he offside? He hasn't scored a goal for us yet. Heinrich! He's offside. Heinrich, haven't yet to see anything from him. I mean, he just turned 17 a couple of days ago. But I think he was a mile offside there, to be fair. I don't think he's fully suited to the pressing forward role, but obviously he's still developing a lot, so maybe he will be a pressing forward in the future. We shall see, but I thought he might have scored then. Oh well. Anyway, back in the highlight, here's Hendricks. To Veloso. Is that Miguel Veloso? What a forgotten man he is. He was a great potential player, wasn't he? 1 point. Oh no! Look at the space he's got there. What a terrible, terrible cross that was. I'd be absolutely fuming if that was my player. Absolutely shocking. Here's Johan Bach to Holmgren Pedersen, who just put an absolutely terrible cross in. Handel with great cover in there. Here's Davis to Juricin. Somehow gets the grill there. Passes to Lavia. He's offside again. Oh, Heinrich, you're offside again. I know you're immature, mate, but come on, better than this. Time your run's a bit better, pal. What's he doing? Oh, Feyenoord is still yet to have a shot on target in the match. What is going on here? I did say I did fancy our chances a little bit here, and it's kind of disappointing the fact there's only still 0-0. Make a couple of changes here. Heinrich is not really impressing, is he? Let's bring on John Jules. Bring him on for Heinrich. You know, I'll put Juricin up front. John Jules on the left. Damaku as well, not playing too well. So bring on Djukic as well. Djukic is arguably our best midfielder, to be honest. We'll put him there. And Lavia as ball midfielder. 30 minutes to go. Here's Shurenov. Of course, it only says Shurenov can play as a striker, but he can play competent as a right winger. So training him up there, he'll be playing there as accomplished very, very soon as well. I said the right wingers this season have been absolutely abysmal. Terrible. This is going to be 1-0, by the way, here. First shot on target. Should be 1-0. Should be 1-0. Diemers should have scored there, to be honest. That was an absolute gift for Feyenoord. Anyway, 20 minutes to go. Juricin, very, very, very inconsistent footballer. Extremely inconsistent footballer. We'll put Shurenov up front, Yatiki on the right. Juricin off the pitch there. Well, Feyenoord finally have a shot on target in the match. 8 minutes to go. A draw. Happy with a draw. Happy with a draw. 3 minutes to go. Oh, happy with that. Quite happy with that. Look at that though. What a difference. We had 11 shots on target, and they had 1. But still, before the match, I'll take that. George Teagle again. As I said, he doesn't look like much. You look at him, you think, how's he this good? But he is. He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. 8.8 today. What a player he is. Going forward, still struggling a little bit, has to be said. But yeah, all in all, I'm quite happy with that result. 0-0 draw away to Feyenoord. All we need to do is beat them at home. And we're through to the semi-final of the Europa Conference League, where we face either Leipzig or Sevilla. At the moment, it looks like Leipzig will get through. And another Red Bull team. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? But anyway, up next, we've got another league game away to Red Bull Salzburg. They've won 24 out of 25 games this season. Only one team has prevented them making it 25 out of 25, and that was us. A 0-0 draw away from home. We also beat them away from home in the Championship group last season. Can we pull off a miracle here as well and keep our title dreams alive? Let's find out in a sec. Okay, here we are. It's time for Red Bull Salzburg away from home. We're going into this game 14 points behind them with a game in hand, though. So if we win this game, we'll be 11 points behind with the game in hand. Yeah, the league title is over. Whatever happens today, I think the league title is over. That is why I've gone for one hell of a risk here today. But that is because, of course, we play Feyenoord again in just 4 days' time. Sorry, so that's pretty much the priority here because we want to get through to the Europa Conference League semi-final. That would be very, very nice, of course. Play either Red Bull Leipzig, or Sevilla in the semi-final. Also, obviously, we're in the semi-final of the Austrian FA Cup as well. I forgot to mention that, where we face WSG Tirol at home. And it'd be extremely likely... Actually, well... Oh, sorry. I said it's going to be extremely likely we'll face Rapid Vienna in the final, but it seems like they've already played their game, and Altac knocked them out on penalties. So the Austrian FA Cup is, well... Put it this way, I'll be extremely disappointed if we don't win the Austrian FA Cup this season. But WSG Tirol at home, and then we've got Altac in the final if we get there, of course. So, yeah, we should be winning the Austrian FA Cup, which, of course, would be extremely nice. But anyway, let's get to this game first. Away to Salzburg. We beat them last season in the Championship group. We drew away 0-0 in the regular season this season. But today, I'm going for a massive risk here with Feyenoord on the horizon. I've pretty much changed the entire team. And if you actually look at the average age of the team here, it's quite insane. Obviously, Conde remains in goal. Martin's coming in at right back for Teagle on resting for the final game. Both new centre-backs as well. Lettner and Dieter are 2 young 16-year-old centre-backs. Definitely risk playing them against Salzburg, to be honest. They come in for Mull and Handel. Both need a rest as well. And also Durast. He's a player who wasn't too much on my radar, but I've called him up for the first team today. He's in the under-18, potentially 5 stars, 2-star left-back. He's developing very nicely this season, as you see there. With El Shiwi injured, only Leif Davis are only left-back at the club currently. I thought he had to be called up for the first team for the rest of the season. And he starts today as well, makes his full debut. And he actually looks really good as well. He could be in the first team next season. He's looking extremely good, actually. So, yeah, very excited to get him in. He's a natural left wing-back, but he can play left-back, of course. So he starts there as well. Djukic is, arguably our best in midfielder. He didn't start in the last game. That's why he starts today. Hahn comes in as well, and Fischer as well. Yatiki starts on the right, John Jules on the left, and Heinrich remains up front. So, of course, we've got some good players in here as well, such as Djukic, John Jules, and Fischer. But, yeah, the entire team is looking rather weak, it has to be said. Just a lot of youngsters. Three 16-year-olds in the back 4 there. Also got 17-year-old Heinrich up front as well. So it's definitely a massive risk. This could be a cricket scoreline here. But Salzburg away from home. Can we pull off another miracle here? Let's find out. Okay, here we go away to Salzburg. And 2 minutes in, they got a highlight already. Allende, I think he won the Austrian Player of the Year as well. One of the awards for Austrian Player of the Year. He's not Austrian, he's Chilean. But he did win an award. And I voted for him as well. Very, very good player. Anyway, back on the highlight again, 4 minutes in. As I said, this is a massive, massive risk here away to Salzburg. But let's be honest, barring some sort of absolute miracle, there's no chance in hell we're going to win the league title this season. We had a poor end to the season, but even if we didn't, it'd probably be extremely unlikely because Salzburg have just been an absolute animal this season. 24 wins out of 25 in the league is just absolute insanity. So, yeah, not much hope for this season, but I'm sure we've got some chances in the seasons to come, that is for sure. So it doesn't really matter what happens in this game. As I said, we're just resting the entire team for the final game there. Hopefully we can win it and get through to the semi-final of a European competition. How nice is that? Especially in our second season as well. Brilliant. Been really impressive in European football this season. Really, really impressive. Did really well in the Europa League group stage in a very, very tricky group. And done well in the Europa Conference League so far as well. 1-0 down already through Samuel Lino, who had a very, very good season this season as well. I think he's the 3rd goal scorer in the league behind Sesko and another player. So Yeah, not been a great start to this match, but judging by the team I put out, you can imagine that this could be a bit of a disaster, this one. 10 minutes in, they've got another corner, Lendy to take it again, and I think Dietl's given away a penalty. Bit interesting the fact that Dietl's got a little green headband, and I think Lettner is wearing a lighter green headband as well, so I don't know what's going on with these two with their headbands. Call them the headband back two in the future. I don't know what we're going to call them, but both are amazing potential, but both have got a bit of a head, as you see there. Lettner's a little light green headband and Dietl with a dark green headband. Very, very bizarre, but we'll let them do what they want. Anyway, Conde saves a penalty. Still got it though, I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, still on the highlight. We're just getting absolutely destroyed here. Alendi with a free kick now. Looks like quite a set-piece master. And Lettner just absolutely smashes his face into that ball there. He's got one of a bravery for a 16-year-old, isn't he? Anyway, just... Where's the left-back? Darast. Dieter, what is happening? I know they're 16, but what are they doing? Our back five in the future, though. It's very, very exciting, isn't it? Very, very exciting. Anyway, here's Seska. That's 2-0. What an absolutely terrible finish that was from Seska. Absolutely shocking. We are being absolutely battered here in the early stages. The two wingers are destroying us in this game. Should be 2-0, but Conde saved the penalty. Here's Darast. No headband for him, though. He doesn't want a headband. He's got long hair as well, like those two, but no headband. Anyway, here's Dietel, who's been, he's not been amazing. He's not been amazing. He's still, you know what? Let's not give him too much critics, though. He's still only 16 after all. But he hasn't been amazing. Anyway, can we make it 1-1 here? Yatiki. I think he's offside. He is offside, isn't he? He normally does quite well when he comes in, though, Yatiki, to the team. That's why I offered him a new contract. It's a goal. Out of absolutely nowhere. Somehow this game is 1-1, despite being absolutely destroyed in this game. Djukic with the assist. Lovely time run from Yatiki after all. A great finish. How is this 1-1? They destroyed us in the early stages here. They don't like to play us, do they, Salzburg? They don't like to play us. Anyway, we've got another corner. Alendi with another corner, which is looking quite dangerous in this game. And Seawald with one hell of a bullet header there. Of course, another great player for this level. Absolutely brilliant. Wasn't level pegging for long, was it? Seawald with a goal there. 2-1 now to Salzburg. That was a great header, to be fair. Great header. It's kind of what I expected, though, with the team I put out, as I said. Not really impressing. The back five, yeah, not great. It's not our greatest back five, though, it has to be said. But 2-1 at half-time, to be honest, I feel like it could be a lot worse than that. It could be about 5 or 6-1, so something at least. 16-year-olds aren't impressing, but they're only 16. They're only 16. Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Let's see how they're doing a couple of years' time, shall we? But yeah, just a bit of a comparison about Dietel and Lettner. Lettner just seems to perform a lot better than Dietel, to be honest. So, and compare the two now, Dietel doesn't come out too much better than Lettner. Not at all. So, Lettner is up in my markings over Dietel, to be honest. John Jules has got himself sent off, the absolute plonker. Very, very bizarre challenge. I don't know what he's doing. He basically just ran into the player and just kicked him like an absolute plonker. But John Jules has been a very, very disappointing loan signing, has to be said. Will not be looking to extend his, but we'll be looking to extend Barry's and possibly Lavia's as well. We shall see. It's a disaster today, isn't it? Do I even need a left winger? No. Probably not, to be honest. Let's take off Djukic. Be nice to have him available for Feyenoord, to be honest. Who else is there that I can give a little bit of a rest here to? Not really anyone, to be honest. Heinrich he's not a number one striker, is he? He's not a number one striker at all, unfortunately. Yeah, I think we'll leave it like that, to be honest. Down to 10 men now. Not much hope for this game. John Jules, no idea what that bloke's doing. As I said, he's been very, very disappointing loan signing. Not really that impressive at all. John Jules, very, very inconsistent. How many set pieces have we seen from Allende today, by the way? How many set pieces have we seen? 6 or 7? Madness. You know what? We need all these players fully fit for the final game, so there's no point making any more substitutions. We'll just leave it as it is. 15 minutes to go. Not really anyone here who's going to start in that game. Obviously, Damaku will, but he's only just come on the pitch. So 7 minutes to go. Still only 2-1. Could potentially still nick a late equaliser here. I highly doubt it though. 28 shots, 14 on target. They've absolutely destroyed us. But Conde did a great game. That's something at least. 8.5 from him. He's been absolutely brilliant. Only 2-1 defeat away to Salzburg with a team we put out. And the way they destroyed us there, got to be quite satisfied with that, to be honest. Obviously, it's not the performance we want, but pretty much sacrificed this game for the final game there. The league title is over. It's just no chance whatsoever. No chance whatsoever. Just need to make sure we secure second place, which hopefully we do. But anyway, guys, make sure you stick around. Coming up next, we've got the second leg of the Europa Conference League quarter-final against Feyenoord. Can we make it through to the semi-final? Let's find out. Okay, here we are. It's time for the second leg of the quarter-final against Feyenoord. Can we get through to the semi-final to face either Red Bull Leipzig or Sevilla? Let's find out. Hopefully we can. We shall see. I think we drew or beat Feyenoord when we played them in the Europa Conference League qualification last season. We got battered at home 3-0. So that plays in my mind a little bit. But we've got to fancy our chances there. We did really well away from home to Feyenoord. And they only had one shot on target in the game. So we've certainly got a chance here. In terms of the team sheet, well, all the players are back in basically. Back five of Conde, Teagle, Mull, Handel and Davis. Djukic, Lavia and Grill midfield. Tiki starts on the right, Juricin on the left, and Shuranov up front. Also, some good news is Louis Barry is back from injury, and he is on the bench. The final at home. Can we make it through to the semi-final? Well, let's find out. Okay, here we go. Just a win here, and we're guaranteed to go through to the semi-final, of course. No away goals count in the in European football these days. And, of course, we need to score away from home anyway, so that'll be not much of a benefit for us. But anyway, start of this game is certainly nowhere near as lively as the last one. There's only about 10 highlights at this point in the last game. We yet to see a highlight in this game, and we yet to have a shot on target in the match. It's basically the same match stats as the last game. Feyenoord are doing to us what we did to them, which does concern me. Anyway, finally get a highlight, and here's Juricin with the ball. He passes to Davis. Grill is through here. But a shocking finish. Absolutely shocking finish, that. His first half is absolutely raced by. Get another highlight 2 minutes before. Here's Pedersen. Throws it to Bosnick. Now here's Jahambach to Koku. Back to Geertruida. He's offside. He's offside. They've scored, but it's offside. We had a disallowed one against in the first leg there, didn't we? They've had a disallowed one here in the second leg. Torstra's a mile offside. Still no goal in this tie yet. With 135 minutes played. Disappointing. That first half was really disappointing from us there. Still going forward is a problem for us this season and last season. We still need to sign some sort of great striker. Louis Barry is really doing well for us, but then he got injured, unfortunately. We're talking of the guy. I think it's time for him to be introduced, to be honest. Yatiki's been pathetic today. As I said, on the right-hand side, it's just an absolute joke this season. Absolute joke. We'll put Shuranov there. We'll put Barry up front. Lavia on a yellow card as well. We'll take him off, bring Damaku on. 30 minutes to go. This second leg has been rather abysmal. Back on the highlight though. Here's Conde to Handel. Now here's Grill. Back to Mull. Get a bit forward. It's making me a bit nervous here. Here's Teagle. Pass it to Shuranov. Here's Djukic. Back to Mull. Damaku, back to Handel. There's Grill. Damaku. Any danger of getting it forward, boys? Here, maybe. Damaku, to Grill. Yeah, there you go. Barry! Barry, he's back! Ah, poor first touch. He's in the penalty box, though. What's he doing? He's still got it, though. Juricin! Oh, no. Barry's got... Shoot, shoot, shoot! Oh! Oh! That's not what Damaku is known about. But look at Barry already on the pitch and he's already causing danger. What a player he is, Louis Barry. As I said, I want to extend his loan. Hopefully we can. Gerrard is not very happy with me, though, with playing him out of position on the left-hand side. But he's doing really well on the left-hand side. Leif Davis is nervous at 6.5. Unfortunately, we haven't got young Durast on the bench. And, of course, El Shiwi is injured currently. Do we give John Jules another chance? I think we do. Bring on for Juricin. Juric, as I said, Juricin is so hit and miss. It's ridiculous. So hit and miss. He's either great or useless. One of the two. Anyway, only 8 minutes to go here. Only 1 shot on target for us in the game. Only 2 for Feyenoord. It looks like it's going to extra time. It has gone to extra time. Alright, do it for the fans. Alright, do we make another change here? Who to bring on? Fisher? Alright, so look at penalties here as well. Dukic's got 11 penalty taken, so he's a good penalty taker. Grill has got 10 penalty taken. Fisher's only got 8, so... You know what? Do I bring on Letner in a game of such magnitude? He's motivated. He's got decent penalty taken as well. He's got 11 penalty taken, Letner. You know, it's a massive risk, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Letner, he's done well anytime he's come on. Anytime he's come on, he's done well, so... He's got a good penalty taken, 11 penalty taken, so... This second leg has been absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. There's not a single goal in this entire tie yet. There's only 15 minutes left to go, and that actually... Oh, no. Don't you dare. Oh, my word, hit the bar. Still got it. Trauner. Miguel Veloso. Out to Koku. Acres of space. Back to Veloso. Oh, thank goodness for that. Hit the bar again. That was almost devastation there, but we haven't scored a single goal in the tie, which is so disappointing. We haven't conceded a goal in the tie either, but only a couple minutes to go and it's going to be a penalty shootout. It is a penalty shootout. Well, Shurenov's clearly our best penalty taker. Djukic there as well. John Jules. Letner, of course. 11 penalty taken. Then we've got Barry or Grill. Barry there, number 5. Grill, number 6. Demaku and Teagle. We've got Mull, Davis and Conde. So penalty shootout it is. It's really disappointing we don't get through to the semi-final, to be honest. The way we've played in the tie, I'd probably say that we deserve to go through over Feyenoord, although it's not much between the two. Yeah, make it count. Here we go. Penalty shootout. Koku is stepping up first. Probably the best player on the entire pitch, to be honest, Koku. So, not what we want to see stepping up first, to be honest. He steps up and he scores past Conde. Conde dives the right way, but he forgot to use his hands there, unfortunately for us. Anyway, here's Shurenov as our best penalty taker. 13 penalty taken. Got to be scoring, Shurenov. Come on. Terrible penalty. Absolutely terrible penalty. That is not what we wanted to start the penalty shootout here. His arseness to take his second penalty for Feyenoord. Terrible penalty for him as well. Come on, make it count here. Who's taking the second penalty? Djukic, come on. Come on. Look, in front of the Austria Vienna fans as well. They got to spice you up. What just happened there? It's gone in, but what happened there? Wish we could see a replay of that. Did it hit the bar, hit the goalkeeper and bounce in the net? That's bizarre. Anyway, here's Veloso for Feyenoord. He buries it. 2-1. Now it's John Jules. Disappointing loan signing, but can he do something good for us here and score a penalty? Come on, Tyrese. Come on. Don't let Bilo distract you there. Oh my goodness gracious me. Oh my god. Why? He's just blasted over the bar. They need to miss one of their last 2 penalties here. Conte scored. What a terrible penalty shit. What a terrible tie in general. What a terrible European tie. My word. That Tyrese John Jules. Clear off. Get out of here. Go away. Go away. Here's young 16-year-old Han Letner. He needs to score, otherwise we are out of the Europa Conference League. Anyway, final. They scored their final penalty, guaranteed to go through. Not what we wanted. Letting us scores. He keeps it going for now. Need Conde to be a hero. Or them to just miss the penalty completely. Here comes the drama of it. Hendricks with it. He's a defender. Conde, can you be a hero here? Can you save another penalty? Keep us in the tie. He steps up. What is this penalty shootout? Is this a joke penalty shootout? What is going on? What is going on? Anyway, we're still in it. We're still in it, but we need to score now anyway. We need to score, and I think it's Louis Barry to take it. Come on, Barry. I bigged you up. I keep bigging you up. Got to convert it, mate. Come on, Barry. Look at those legends there. The young violets in the background. Yes, get in. Still in the penalty. What is going on here? What is going on? Here's Simonis for Feyenoord. Can't believe he hit the post, the final penalty there. It's bloody crazy, isn't it? Anyway, here's Simonis. Conde, don't know what sort of dance he's doing there. Conde, he's dancing like a maniac. What on earth is he doing? Some people were arrested for a dance like that. What's he doing there? Anyway, they scored the penalty. And we've got a score to keep it going. And who is it now? Grill. 10 penalties taken he's got still though, so still on the half decent side. But he needs to score to keep us in it. We've scored the last 2. Can we make it 3 in a row here? Come on, Patrick. He does. He scores it nicely there. Still going. Still going. Alright, here's Pedersen. The bloke who can't cross. Their 7th penalty. Sends the keeper the wrong way. Conde's fuming. I think it's Teagle. Come on, Teagle. Best player at the club. Most composed player out there. He's got to be burying this. Go on, George. Oh no, it's not Teagle, it's Damaku. Oh no. Why did they put Teagle so low down in the penalty shootout? Team leader. Anyway, it's Damaku to keep us in it. He does keep us in it. The penalty shootout is starting to go a bit normal now for us at least. 4 in a row. Here's Trauner. 8th penalty for Feyenoord. Go on, Conde. Now we're not missing. Now no one's missing. Now it's Teagle. Have I jinxed it now? I mentioned him. Probably. Probably. Here he comes. To keep us in it. To keep us alive in European football for the season. Can he convert? Our captain. Our legend. Wow. I knew I jinxed it. I knew I jinxed it. Well, didn't concede a single goal in this time. Didn't score a single goal either though, unfortunately. And we're out. Penalties. John Jules with a shocking penalty. Blasted over the bar. Shuranov missed the first penalty as well. It's not what you want to see. And Teagle missing the final penalty there. But ultimately, we didn't do it in normal time, did we? So, very, very disappointing. Well, it was extremely likely to get knocked out in the same final anyway to Leipzig or Sevilla. It was Leipzig in the end, so not that we could have gone on to win the competition probably, but really disappointing the fact that we did quite well against Feyenoord there, and yeah, probably should have gone through to the same final. But anyway, disappointing. Well, it seems like the season's pretty much over with now, apart from the Austrian... Well, the season's over with. 20 points behind Salzburg, 2 games in hand. They're just absolutely destroyed the league this season. It's madness. Yeah, in terms of the next episode, I think I'll bring you back for... I don't know when the Austrian FA Cup final will take place. It'll be drawn on the 13th of April. Well, we know it's going to be. It's going to be out there between either us or WSG Tyrol. But yeah, I'll bring you back for the Austrian FA Cup final if we get there. If I don't bring you back for the FA Cup final, that means we have lost the FA Cup final. I'll bring you back for another episode of this season though. I'll probably feature the final game of the season, depending on where the Austrian FA Cup final features, if we get there of course. But I'll bring you back for that game and probably a league game as well to go through the the league this season, because I think it's safe to say the league is over with, that is for sure, and obviously Europa Conference League is over with as well. So it's a disappointing end to the episode there. Not a single win for us in the episode, and only one goal scored against Salzburg, but it is what it is. We'll go again next season in European football. We got through to the quarter-final, quite a good run, but ultimately should have got through to the same final. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Please remember, if you like the video, to hit the like button for me, and also hit that subscribe button, please, guys. Really help me out. And much appreciated as well. I said I want to get to 500 subs before FM23. That would be absolutely great. If you can help me out, that would be brilliant. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next